input sheets. So I have erased all the information on the input sheets, so I can start showing you how can you start filling this information. You'll see that you have in these 3 sheets, they are color coded. So the blue are for you to fulfill, and the red it's a formula. It's done automatically. So let's say now that I want to calculate, for instance, a grouping. So I'll say maybe this VCR3 panel. So let's say we want the VCR panel. So we can start by saying which step we want to use, and let's say we have the PCR panel. The step is the entry of a sample, and for these we had a laboratory technician working, and we can on the comments say which laboratory technician has worked on this test. So let's say it was this person. This is optional, so it's just something that you can use to have the name of the person or some additional comments. And you see that the unit of measure is time. You can say the time can be in hours or in minutes, but if you're going to say hours, you need to press X. Okay. Otherwise, if you leave it blank, it assumes it's in minutes. And we can say that this person spends 5 minutes maybe on, let's say 2 minutes per sample. And here you'll see that it has a consumed cost of 49. You can see that the cost is 25 cents per minute, which we see here on our setup sheets. And the quantity used is 2 minutes. So the cost here is 2 times 25, which will roughly 49. So due to the decimal sync here. So it has a consumed cost of 49 cents. Quantity, so we're talking about one technician, so only one. So this is automatic, you don't need to worry about this. So you have 49 cents consumed by one sample. Let's say this technician here, Joel, the time it takes to do 20 is the same as 1. So you can say it has some efficiency here of 20. So you can put here 20, and it will divide the cost about this 20. So it has each sample has a lower output. So you can use this efficiency column here. So if the time used per one is the same for the batch, you can put the number of the batch here. And this is basically the information that you need to fulfill. So let's keep doing this. So let's continue with this example and say, like, we have this step. We're still on the laboratory technician, and not sure. Let's see. We don't need the name, and let's say here he needs 5 minutes. So it will get the 5 minutes that he has used here. Okay. So continuing here, and we want the same grouping, and we would say this PCR. We have a laboratory technician again, and it takes 15 minutes here. It will tell you the cost. So you'll get the idea. And here you can put the name of the technician if you want or not. So let's now go to the materials. So we can put here some materials that has been used. So this, for instance, sorry, let's put here the the stage, and maybe if you start typing, you'll see that it will show the information that you need. So primer, RP, HPLS purified, for instance, and what type of sink it is. You've seen here that some information is missing. So you have a red color and a message that input quantity into lab consumable tables. So if you press input quantity, you'll see that this reagent on the material list that you send does not have a quantity. So we know it's by units, but we don't know how many units come into this box. I will say here, for argument's sake, it's 5. So now you see that the message it's okay. If I go back to my input sheet, it gives me back it's okay, that it is okay. And it gives me back the consumed cost of 22 euros because I used 1 out of the 5 of those boxes. If I use 2, it will increase. So let's say 1, and you see now it's okay. You will notice as well that this is color coded, so the technicians are in green, the consumables are in blue. So let's do one more consumable here. So let's use for the PCR for these and these and these. So let's do 3. So you see that I create 3 and they are in red. Why? Because they're missing information. So it's missing the unit of measure, for instance, because I have not fulfilled this information yet. So let's start building this. So let's say we're on this parts, and by the way, I'm using just as an example. So let's say I needed some of these. I might need some gloves as well. And I might need primer. I'm not sure, just saying here. So you'll see that this one remains red, so this one still has a problem. I didn't put here how much quantity I use, so it skips a 0. So let's say I use 1 of each, so it gives me the cost for 1. And here it's missing information. So let me go back and put the information that it's missing. So let's say use the same example here, and we used 5. So I put 5 here and go back to input sheets. Now I can put these, go back to input sheets. It's now okay. Quantity used 1. And also let's use here one equipment. Let's say you needed to use these equipments. You'll see that the equipment is on a grayscale and the unit of measure is time. And here again, let's say you want to use this equipment in hours, so you put here and use these in 2 hours. So it will give you the costs of those 2 hours. So this is basically how you fulfill the input sheets. So if for some reason you're missing reagents, sometimes a reagent is done, it's not by a supplier, it's done directly in the lab. So you will not have that into the existing material list. So what you need to do is to create that reagent. And for that, we can use this produced in the lab sheets. So let's say we need a reagent, and I'm going to use these as new reagents. Main reagent A. Okay. And again, these will highlight saying that I'm missing information. This selection I only press final once I'm done with my calculations. So I'm not done in my calculation, so I can leave it open. And now you'll notice that it's the same column that I have on the input sheet. Now I can bring my information. So I probably need a laboratory technician. So let's say it was in here, it's always in minutes. I don't have the hour option. So let's say the lab technician takes 30 minutes to run, to use this. And then I can just build this up with other things that he might have used. Let's say one of those, or I'll keep doing this. So this reagent, for instance, and more things. Let's continue to build this. And primer, why not? Let's use this as an example. And here you see that I get two different error messages. One is please enter the quantity used. So let's say I use 1, and now it's okay. This one, it's missing quantity into the lab consumables. So if it's missing, I need to add the quantity. You'll see that it will filter for the reagent, and I need to say how much was my quantity here. I know it's units, and let's say that these units has 20. I'm not sure, so I'm just putting these numbers out there. This might be wrong. And then I can return to my produced in lab sheets. And now my error message is saying that I need to say, well, how much I use. Let's say out of those 20, I only use 1. And now I have the costs of how much I used. So now I have the cost of this. So I can say that and create a new line and say that this is now is final. Now it's final. I need to say, you'll see that the final will highlight as an yellow, and it will say that it's missing the output quantity. So let's say my output quantity was 5,000 milliliters. So, and it's still missing IFO, and we still have missing IFO. We're missing the unit of measure. So let's say it's milliliters. So I added 5,000 milliliters, and now it's green. And it is this tab, produced in lab. Only when you see this tab, you can press as input as new. So here you come and you input as new, and it's been added into the material lists. And also you'll always receive these. You don't have new to fulfill, and everything is okay. So now I can go to my input sheets, and I keep with my example here. And let's say I'm just putting this by chance. I'm not a technician. Now I can find my new reagent A. Let's find him. New reagent A. Here it is. And you see that it brings these milliliters. And now I can say that out of these milliliters, I use 20, and it has a cost of €4.70. Now I have calculated, and again, this is just, I just throw this number out there, so please don't judge me on these numbers. This is just an example. So now I have calculated how much it cost me to run one single test for this dPCR3 panel. I can go to my calculator